Hi guys, it's Molly, and today we're gonna be reviewing the Grisha Trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. If you've heard of Six of Crows before, it's by the same author, but the Grisha Trilogy is the trilogy written before Six of Crows, and I was advised to read the Grisha Trilogy first before going to Six of Crows because there is a tiny bit of a spoiler, and also they say that you probably will not enjoy the Grisha Trilogy as much if you read Six of Crows first because Leigh Bardugo's writing in this one is just fantastic. So the Grisha Trilogy has 3 books, obviously it's a trilogy. The first one is Shadow and Bone, the second one is Siege and Storm, and the third one is Ruin and Rising. Okay, so Shadow and Bone is basically set in this one kingdom called Ravka. I think it's kind of like Russia. I mean, it has like a Russian vibe to everything. But yeah, in Ravka, there's this a group of people called the Grisha, and basically Grisha sort of have a sort of like scientific gift or talent to them. They're pretty much like the elite group in this kind of society. So like among the Grisha, there are people who can manipulate the heart, there are people who can summon the darkness, there are people who can fix faces, and they're basically like this group of like scientists with gifts that they can manipulate with like elements of the earth and things like that. But yeah, I don't really know how to explain the Grisha very well, so you're gonna have to read it to really find out. But okay, so they are all led by this one sort of leader Grisha called the Darkling, who basically he like can summon shadows and he can like cut people in half and things like that. Anyway, the main plot of it is that in Ravka there's this one sort of impenetrable fold covering like the sea, and basically it's stopping from trade, and it's basically like making people's lives really hard to cross because in this one fold there's like a big darkness covering a big area. There are creatures there who kill people and things like that. There's this one girl, her name is Alina, and she's basically like an ordinary person. One day when she was trying to protect her best friend, suddenly her Grisha gift got exposed, and turns out she can summon the light, and that technically is the answer in order to solve the whole fold problem. So the Darkling got hold of her, and now she's like training to like control her powers and things like that. But yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns to the actual plot, so you're gonna have to read to find out what really happens. But I genuinely really enjoyed the first book. I thought that it was quite a strong start for a trilogy, and I really liked the main character Alina in this one. She was very relatable because she was like insecure with her powers, and she was feeling alone. I don't know, I find Alina really relatable in this one, so you can see me like tabbing a lot of parts that I really liked. It has a lot of like kind of good dialogue. The rest of the writing is kind of mediocre and like kind of like okay, but like there's some like really good dialogue inside that I really liked. I rated the first book 4.5 stars out of 5 because I really enjoyed it. I think like a lot of people thought it was the weakest in the series, and they're probably right, but I don't know, I think I enjoyed the first one the most. So yeah, go read it. The second one and the third one were also really great actually. Plot-wise, it like had a lot of depth and it introduced us to a lot of really great characters, but I don't know, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. Like towards the end, I liked the ending, but there was something about it that made me feel so sad. Maybe because like there was some sort of loss at the end that just makes you feel it, so it's kind of a melancholic kind of ending for me. But like overall, I really enjoyed this trilogy. I'm so glad that I finally read it. I felt really sad at the end to say goodbye to the characters, so highly recommend you guys to read this series if you're into high fantasy stuff and a bit of like magic and here and there, but there's not too much of it, which is what I'm happy about. Oh, I just have to mention that some of the characters introduced in the second and third book are amazing. They are so good, especially this is one character, his name is Nikolai. He's such a good character, I love him a lot, and he's like this sarcastic kind, and it's just so fun to read about. And there are some other characters as well who I love. I'm in love with Mal Oretsev. He's like one of my fictional boyfriends, I guess, because
his name is Mal, and I'm Molly, and just I feel awesome that he has a part of my name. So yeah,
I read this one in 15 hours. That's like a record for me. Anyway, that's my non-spoiler review for the Grisha Trilogy. It's a bit hard to talk about it without like spoiling what happens, so you're just gonna have to read it and come back and so we can discuss about it. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about a bit of spoilery stuff afterwards, so bye now, spoiler people! I really have to ask people who ship the Darkling and Alina, why? I really throughout the whole trilogy I was trying to like find out what is so good about the Darkling. I couldn't find it. I mean, in Shadow and Bone I kind of did ship Darkling and Alina. It was kind of cute, but then when we found out he was evil, I'm just like, no, go away. And then when she and Mal started working out, I didn't like Mal at first, but then like eventually I really liked Mal. A lot of people were really annoyed with him in the second book, but I really loved him in the second book, especially because like I understand his frustrations with Alina and things like that, and I understand that they just can't be together because of who they've become, and they sort of fell in love with like the old selves, and that's why in the end it could work out. So I was also like really sad for Nikolai at the end. I feel like I didn't want to leave him alone to deal with all that darkness stuff that the Darkling gave him. It was really sad for him, and I just, oh, my poor Nikolai.
Would not mind if you took me as a queen.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I really wanted to like discuss about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!